Rob Frazier here. This video, I want to talk about a lot of different things, so I guess we'll just dive right into it. First off, I want to talk about revenue sharing programs. I want to talk about basically revenue sharing programs and the plan moving forward. So I had a gentleman, kind of ask me an off, or his tone sounded off, but a few things that I brought up in my response are what I want to talk about. So, and this is in regards to revenue sharing programs. I'm just simply going to read my comments here. This is comments I've had, personal Facebook conversation. Also, I've been watching a lot of people. I've been observing a lot of people. There's people that I personally know who are making $10,000 weeks, earning $10,000 a week with just one program that they're in. And some of these guys are earning up to like $500K a month confirmed, but it's across multiple programs. And in my personal case, I got to a place to where, I've got over the 5-figure a week mark for a little bit. There's sometimes I was earning up to $13,000 a week, $26,000 a week. Then I just kind of hovered in between 12 and 13K a week. And then, because some of that was revenue sharing income. And the thing is, I've always sat back and watched these other guys, averaging $10,000 a week with just one income stream. With me, it was, $10,000 a week, but I had like 4, 5, 6 things going. And so I watched these guys, and these guys with the $10,000 weeks and just one income stream, these are the people who are making 30, 40, 50, 60, 100K a month. And there's a lot of different people, and a lot of people are doing a strategy. So my whole thing was, how can I get to that point, and how can I bring a team? So again, this is not a new concept. So with that being said, I'm going to just read these comments here. This is in regards to revenue sharing programs with what happened with, one of the recent ones that I was using. It's part of a bigger picture, and they are medium term, some would say short term tool. When I say medium term, some people, 6 to 12 months is medium term for some people. When that's really, when I say 6 to 12 months, some people would say that's short term, but a lot of people would say that's a medium term tool. So just understand kind of what I'm talking about there. When I say medium term, 2, 3 years, 5 years at the absolute most. Some people idea of short term is 1, 2 months. My idea of short term is 6 months to about 2, 3 years tops. So just my thinking. Moving on, still talking about revenue sharing programs. At best, it's a place to buy okay traffic. You're not going to get the best traffic in the world, but it's okay. Some folks started way back, and what they do is they hop from rev share to rev share. They build a team who understands the concept, and the first rev share, they might get to a place to where they're making $100 a week, and then a rev share pops. And then they take their network, and they move on. So I'm going to just try to keep just plowing through these comments here, but I keep wanting to add stuff, because this is what people do. By the time the whole team cycles through 3, 4, or 5 life cycles of rev shares, by the time they're on their 3rd, 4th, or 5th rev share as a team, the whole team is averaging $10,000 a week. See, so they join a rev share, they're starting out, they're making $25, $50 a week. They might recruit 1 or 2 people, and the rev share pops. Then that person has 2 or 3 folks who are solid, and they go into the next rev share, and then they, get to that next level of income. They'll get to, $200 a week, $300 a week, and then that rev share will pop. And then they take that group of people and they go to the next rev share. Then they'll work up to $500 to $1,000 a week, and then that a rev share will pop. And then they go into the next one. You see what I'm saying? So as they move, from program to program through the life cycles, they're growing a team. They're growing a strong group of people who understand that concept. And by the time they get to their 4th or 5th rev share, because there's people I watch personally, and I'm like, how the hell are you at $10,000 a week with this just this program, and I have more referrals than them. I signed up more people, but this guy is making $10,000 a week. You see what I'm saying? Because he had a team and they went from program to program, growing. Now, you can't just do that. You can't just rely on the rev shares. The idea is to play it smartly. Recognize them for what they are and plan to continuously build multiple income streams throughout all the storms. And when I say storms, I mean when the rev share pops. The idea is to put some money away while you're in your rev share, while it's paying you cash, while life is good. The idea is to put a little bit of money away, put a little bit of, put some money into traffic on a weekly basis to grow your email list, to grow your following, and have $5,000 to $10,000 for the next one. Now, this is an ideal scene, and I say that this is the ideal situation. All of the while building something long-term in the background that's going to pay you residual income, because when one rev share pops, you're going to need another one to go into. I mean, some people may not like the strategy, but this is what some folks are doing, and they're killing it. And I've watched them, and this is exactly the game. And so, I say that, and this is how you play rev share games. Don't ever get attached to this one or that one. The problem is people are in a program, this is it, man. Then it pops, and then their whole dreams are shattered because of this one program popping. But the thing is, plans may change, but decisions don't. Meaning the decision, I'm going to get financially free. Now the plan, the vehicle, the program I'm promoting may change. And it does, because these programs have a short life cycle. You see what I'm saying? So that is the bigger picture, because some people, they just can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Look, because this is what happened with me. I started, let's see, bringing up some old names here, but I started, a couple of rev shares ago. I started building a little team, and then while that rev share got to a place to where it was paying out and life was good, I started another one in the background. You see what I'm saying? It's like in track. I used to run track. Or if you watch car racing, they do the same thing. They say you never want to be the leader, because if you're the leader, you're getting all the resistance. You're just cutting through the wind, everything. But the person, for example, if we're doing track, here's the leader, and then, you get right up, kind of right behind the leader, like just a step behind the leader, and on, kind of almost behind them. You're drafting off the leader. And it's the same thing in car racing. You don't want to be that first car. You just want to be like tucked right behind that first car, because you're what they call it, drafting or whatever. So it's kind of like the same concept here. You have the one program that while life is good, while it's paying out, you just want to take a tiny little bit and set it aside, and either a savings account, a merchant account, or another program to start building that on the background. Not aggressively, but just, this is what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to shoot another video, because I'm going to include this in the series. But that's the idea. All the while, if you're going to join these types of programs, you need to build something different and steady in the background. In my personal case, right now, here's where I'm at. I'm in the ads team. Life is good. They're new. They're just paying out. They've only been around, I think, 9 months or something like that. Future Ad Pro. They've been around a little bit longer. Been around 2 years. So you can pretty much already tell FutureNet is the main focus right now. And the ads team is like that close second. I just take a little bit of my FutureNet, tiny little bit of my FutureNet earnings each week, and I kick it over to the ads team. And, now that I, got, the ads team earnings going, I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking a tiny little bit of my earnings, and I'm kicking it over into 2 other programs that I'm going to introduce in a later video. Now, what's that one program that's long-term in the background? I'm glad you asked. In my case, it's the Power Lead system. Now, let me show you something. Right now, already at the week, I'm at $425 because that's residual income. Understand this. Last week, $2,200. Week before that, $793. Week before that, $863. Week before that, $1,197. $799. $1,562. $1,050. You see that, right? Every single week. It didn't start out that way. When I started, remember, the first rev share, let's go back here to the comments. The first rev share, people get in, they're making $100 a week. They're making $50 a week. They're making $200 a week. You have to cycle to 2, 3, 4, 5 of the life cycles of the rev shares, and then as you do that, your income and your team and your network, which is really what this is, your network grows with you. And by the time you hit your 3rd, 4th, or 5th rev share, you're averaging $10,000 a week. And when I say that, you're putting $10,000 a week in your pocket. You're not playing rev share games. So, go back here. When I started Power Lead System, same thing. Look at this. $20, December 27th. January 17th, like 2, 3, 4 weeks later, $20. January 24th, 20. You see what I'm saying? $20 every couple of weeks, and then I hit a couple of $40 weeks, back down to 20, 50, 60, back down to 20, so it's just like, minimal. But I stuck it out. Look at that. Now, 5, 6, 700, 300, 400, 700, 600, 1,100, 800. So my income goes from here to here, and so now, you scroll down, 15, 799, 1195, 863, 793, 22, 28, and right now for the week I'm at 425, and we are in, Tuesday, and the pay period ends on Saturday night at midnight. So, just understand the bigger picture. Don't get attached to one program. You see what I'm saying? It's all about the network, it's all about the team, and it's all about making the next move as a team and recognizing these programs for the short-term solutions that they are. So with that being said, please leave your comments underneath this video if I decide to make it public on YouTube. Also, if I send this to you in an email, reply to me if you want to know my next step right now today. So I'm doing this video. I'm going to have it unlisted. I'm going to email it out to my list. So if you're getting this in an email or whatever, if you want to know the next step, reply to the email. And then afterwards, I'm going to make this video public on YouTube. So just understand that. Understand these programs for what they are. You got to have a long-term plan. I tell people to stick to the plan. You have to stick to the plan. When you have a long-term plan, it doesn't matter with the short-term programs. You see what I'm saying? Because you can just keep motoring down the road. Rob Frazier here, waiting for your email. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll look for your comments, and we'll talk to you next.